chaps, week number 5. Can you believe it? This week we looked at the E minor pentatonic scale. We also looked at the Etta James song and Johnny Cash, I Walk the Line. Pentatonic scales, really important part of playing the guitar, as are any scales, but the pentatonic is one that has been used over and over and over again for playing lead guitar. So this is where we kind of build guitar solos, play harmony while other people are playing rhythm, which we will have discussed a little bit in session, and we're certainly going to be looking at some more in the coming weeks. So the E minor pentatonic, we've got 3 tiers for you to have a go at. So there's tier 1, which is something that we should all be aiming for. Tier 2, slightly more difficult. If you're going to do tier 2, then make sure you're using a metronome. So we'd be wanting to hear three notes every beat, apart from on the 4th beat where you've got a quaver. And then tier 3 is sequencing. So sequencing is where we go 3 notes through the scale and then take 2 notes back, and then 3 notes forward and 2 notes back, and 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, which is basically how you can summarise my life. No, that's not true at all. Okay, so I'm just going to play through the E minor pentatonic tier 1. Just so that you can see the fingering that we should be using on this hand. So I will ascend and then descend, and if you want to play along, then that's fantastic. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. So you can see there that we was using the 3rd finger for the 3rd fret notes, and the 2nd finger for the 2nd fret notes. Moving on, so the Etta James song is just 2 chords. First one is an A, and the second one is a B minor. So let's think about this B minor. The way that it's written out in your books is a kind of abbreviated version, because the B minor chord is played as a bar chord, and a bar chord is something that we're going to be looking at towards the end of our course, but it makes sense to kind of introduce the idea sort of about midpoint, which is where we are now. So if you want to have a go at this, then that is fantastic. The bar chord is, I'm going to give a close up here. So you take the 1st finger and we lay it across all 6 strings, and then with these 3 fingers we make an A minor shape. So if you think of the A minor chord up here, you're basically moving it down so that it starts on the 3rd fret, and then this finger is clamping over all 6 strings. Now the reason why these are often thought to be quite difficult is because doing that, getting this finger laying down over all 6 strings, is it takes a certain amount of physical effort. That's what it sounds like. Now we can, for the purposes of playing this song, use a shortened version. So this is 2nd fret 1st string, 3rd fret 2nd string, 4th fret 3rd string, and we just play that from the 3rd string. In terms of rhythm, it's in your book as quavers, but an executive decision was made to play this as triplets. Triplets are 3 notes or 3 strums per beat, and we count those 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and... Skip that video back and play along with me. Sequence of chords is A, B minor, A. Spells ABBA, actually. A, B minor, B minor, and then back to A. There is a second guitar part. We didn't look at this in session. If you're feeling like you're really interested in lead guitar, have a listen to the track and then have a go at the second guitar part. But I don't want us to be too bogged down with that at this stage. Okay, and then Johnny Cash, I Walk the Line. So this is a song with just 3 chords in it, and it's played using a format known as 12-bar blues, which we're going to talk about in more detail next week actually. It's called root and fifth picking. So the first chord is E, so we pick the 6th string, and then we're going to strum down and then up, and then we pick the 5th string, moving to the A chord. So every time you see an A chord, this is the format that you follow: 5th string, down, up, and then you pick the 4th string, down, up. There's also a D chord later on in this song, and for that we have 4th string, down, up, and then the 3rd string. So E, A, D, E, A, D, once you play that all together, we then need to work on speeding it up a little bit. So we have something that sounds like... What I'd like you to practice this week though is just going through each chord. So the E, perform the action, pick the 6th string, strum, pick the 5th string, strum. A, pick the 5th string, strum, pick the 4th string, strum, and then D, pick the 4th string, strum, pick the 3rd string, strum. Just discovered how difficult it can be to say string and strum after each other repeatedly. And then finally this week we had a song review, so just an opportunity for you to look through each track that we've looked at so far and write down areas that you need to work on. So bearing in mind that this is a timed course, there's an end point. What we really need to do is look at these songs critically, I suppose, and see what is a specific area that needs working on. So if it's just one chord change, then just work on that one chord change, and there's space in your book this week to jot that down. I will look forward to seeing you next week.